this is Candace. Welcome back to day 20 of my 100-day health challenge. I am sorry, but there is one more day of me not showing up on the camera. I'm feeling a lot better overall. I actually was feeling great this morning, but then I got really drained and exhausted and had to lay back down. And when I woke up, I had a little bit of a fever again and some symptoms again. So I think it could just be, where I'm finally in recovery mode, that it's just fluctuating a little bit. And I mean, it's only really been a day since I even started feeling better, and that was only like partway through yesterday. So anyways, I am just going to take it easy. I'm literally kind of laying down, just sort of just decided to record one more time. And I know these are probably like the most boring thing to look at when it's literally just listening to my voice and staring at a random screen. But maybe that's nice because you can go and you can have it on and go listen to something or go do something else while you're listening. I don't know. But anyways, I will get back on track fully tomorrow, I hope. I am unfortunately going to have to miss service tomorrow, and I was supposed to help out and was really excited to see everybody and be back in person because I had to miss last weekend as well. And so, but I can at least be at home and watch, hopefully a live stream from here. And, it's not the exact same, obviously, as going and fellowshipping with, loved ones and dear friends and family and all that. But it is good to still do it, even if it's from home. So I'm going to try to do that tomorrow and get it to work on my phone or on my computer. We'll see. If I'm in bed, probably my phone. But anyways, I just wanted to check in. I still am having good progress in a lot of other areas, despite being sick, which is exciting. I think sometimes there's this just inability to proceed with your goals and plans when you're sick. But then even sometimes when you can, to an extent, there's also a lack of wanting to do it. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to take a break and just, take a pause, get better, all that. But it's also really important to realize that does not equate with just giving up something completely. Because the truth is that when we're able to do small things, that's when we should do them. There's no need to wait for some big moment where I think we get this concept in our head that we've got to wait for the right big moment to do everything, and that it all has to be perfect, or it all has to have the right people or places or things. And I can't tell you, for example, how much it bothers me that I can't actually have as much fun creating this video for everybody, because I love trying. I know most of the time it's just me recording myself, but I have fun adding in little graphics and little elements to it, and it's picking fun music and picking cool themes that go with the season and different statements for that day, what I'm feeling and what I want to share with you all. And so it is very frustrating, and there's a part of me that was tempted to just say, well, I'll just show up minimally or not even do anything on these days, because of course right when I start doing this, something happens to drag me back down. And then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, but that's where the why of this came in. Why am I doing this? And I think that's something that's very important, is to have a better or a bigger why than whatever obstacle is in your path. These are obviously not perfect, which for a perfectionist like me, that's hard to get over sometimes, because I just want it to look just so. I want people to enjoy it, to see it, for it to be beautiful, to have just the right music or just the right timing on things and fun little pictures. I can't tell you how long I could sit there and look through graphics and things to pick or images to pick, and there's always meaning behind them that I want to share with people. And so I guess I'm as I'm processing this, and by the way, I'm such an external processor that needs to actually talk this out, so you're getting part of this to you and me. I think we just need to realize that even when things are down and the roller coaster is on the downswing, it's maybe not as exhilarating and fun as it was on the top hills. Maybe we don't have that nervous excitement. Now we feel a little let down, or maybe we're pulling into the little station and we feel like, okay, that was great, but now what? Or I just got started and then the roller coaster froze and stopped working right on the top of the hill right before we went over it. And I think what we need to realize, though, is that that's not the end of what we have to do. Because, in fact, sometimes when we're doing the right thing, when we're matching our calling, when we're starting to work on our goals and our dreams, and that's when the obstacles are going to start to show up. And so, in fact, in some ways, even though being sick this week absolutely has been miserable, I also can be so proud of myself for continuing in the best of my ability. I mean, yes, I was so bummed I could not be at school and at work and with the kids and teaching, and I love doing that. I love teaching. I love hanging out with the kids and hearing their thoughts and their dreams and what they want to do in the future, and how history and drama play into that. And but so that was discouraging to not be able to do that, and frustrating because of all the things I have to catch up on. But at the same time, that's why I needed to show up in other areas of my life, whether that just be pushing through to do, like, as I'm going to grab some water, just doing a little swipe of the counter to make sure it's clean, or using disposable plates or utensils so that I didn't have to do as many dishes, or just making sure that even when I was feeling sick, to do that extra walk around the house if possible, to make sure I'm moving and not laying there just not doing anything. And one that's good for your attitude and your emotions when you're sick, but also so that you're not having other complications from being in bed the whole time. And even with that, then showing up, and even though I did not feel like getting out of bed to sit at a table and film myself, I still wanted to show up for me and for you, because this is why I'm doing this. So I guess, it's long way of saying that find small ways, even in the obstacles, to keep going. I was talking about the roller coasters. I know it's disappointing. Like, for example, when you get up to the top of a hill and you're so excited to go down the other side and see what the next hill is going to bring, and then you run into an obstacle, everything seems to freeze and you're stuck in place. But the reality is, even if you backtrack, you're at least moving. You're not just sitting there waiting for someone to come fix it when it may or may not be fixed. It may be broken down. But also then you can go to another roller coaster. You can pick another option. When that hill comes and you're over it and you're at the bottom and you're like, what's next? Well, maybe there's another hill on the roller coaster that you get to start on. Maybe there's obstacles in the path, when you're hiking and you just have to walk around it, or you have to work through it. And I know that, so probably you're like, this sounds so encouraging. But I mean, really, I think it is. For me, I'm so excited that despite all of the stupid stuff this week and being sick and all the frustrations and stress that came with it, and I can't even tell you about I should tell you about the stressful night last night, but it's okay. Like, I'm so proud of how far I've come. Usually there's a lot of reasons behind this, but when I try to do certain things, every time I get to a certain point in weight loss, because I mentioned this the other day, this is the plateau I have not been able to overcome in the last 2 years. The last time I weighed anywhere near this low was in January 2021. And it has been, every time I've gotten near this threshold, this obstacle, getting ready to go over it, I have been stuck and have in fact gone backwards and gained back all the weight or all these things. And there's a lot of reasons behind that. Part of that is my story, why I actually use and have used weight as a protection for myself. And how it's actually, yes, even though there are things I can't control, I also very much have used this as a shield, as part of my story. And maybe I'll share more of that later, but I just want you to ask yourself, like, because this becomes a spiritual, mental, and an emotional thing, and even a social, relational thing. You have to ask yourself, what is worth it? What is my why? And I know we hear that all the time, and it's not easy because I've had like a million whys and still not made it past certain things because of other aspects of my story and the way things have gone for me. But I think the more we take one step at a time and we have people behind us supporting us, we can press on. We can keep going. And so I would encourage you, I guess that's literally, I know I said this before, but this is all to just say, I hope that today you find the small things day to day to keep you going. Even when you're sick and in bed, is there something you can do? Is there some shift you can make? Can you enjoy something? Like when you're sick, sometimes can you read a book? Can you write a letter? Can you listen to a story? If you can't focus, can you listen to like an audiobook? Can you, if none of that feels good, can you just lay there and sort of just rest your mind or sing a song or, I don't know, hum, listen to music? If you can get up, can you do the small things? I don't know. This is just some thoughts on this as I've been looking at it this week of just how many things I've been able to do that I normally would not be able to do when I'm sick. And not that I felt any better. In fact, this was probably more miserable than several of the things I've had in the last, year or so. But the amount of stuff I was still able to press on and do, like this, showing up for this and recording my voice, even if that's all it is, with the fun, I have fun choosing the pictures and everything, so that makes me smile. But if it's just creating a video from my phone and just while in bed and literally to share with you all and for myself, then that's enough. That's enough. It's enough to be thankful that the day was sunnier than it was cloudy. Or if you like cloudy weather, that you got a little bit of rain, but were able to cuddle up inside and read a book or something. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I would just say don't give up. And even when the obstacles are thrown on you, that might just mean that you're on the right path. Because the easy path doesn't lead to anything exciting. And in fact, it can be a very dangerous path to just walk and never run into obstacles, because it usually means you're not trying anything risky. You're not going for the big goal and the big dream. And I've done that so many times, or I've just sat at the path and kind of looked up and not done anything. And so I think, I don't know, that's all just to say that just keep going, take it step by step. If you have to stop and rest, well, don't let that mean that you don't do anything for yourself or anything to just have a purpose in that moment. Purpose comes in all kinds of different ways. Purpose is what we have and what we are designed and created to have, and we don't lose that just because of obstacles we face. So I would just encourage you to find ways to meet your purpose. And I know purpose is kind of an ambiguous word where it's like, what do you mean by that? Well, I just, even in the small things, there can be purpose in helping others and taking care of yourself. That's honoring to God too, to take care of yourself and others. I mean, it says, love your neighbor as yourself. And I've had to struggle with that one because it's always felt selfish for the as yourself part. We kind of gloss over that, like, love your neighbor And then we kind of stop there, but it's like, as yourself, we need to love ourselves too. So anyways, I know that's a little bit of a kind of random rambling there, but I hope something in that encourages you, because this is what I've been sorting through and processing this week. And so anyways, this ended up being longer than I thought, which I'm glad I could talk about it for both myself and you all. And I hope it made some kind of semblance of sense in there. I will have to tell you my crazy grocery delivery story tomorrow. Last night was crazy, and also I have to look back at it now and realize I was stressing out way too much over this small little thing, and then also just how much it kind of was so ridiculous it has to make me laugh now. Well, I'll have to share that story with you all tomorrow on my 3-week check-in. But anyways, hopefully I'll feel somewhat more, wow, let's see, how that was a little weird. Brain needs to focus here. I will hopefully feel a lot more better. That still doesn't sound right. I hope I'll feel better tomorrow. Let's just leave it at that. And be able to be without fever long enough to go back to school on Monday. But you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope your weekend is going great. And just remember to find the small things in life that even though you have obstacles, there are still things you can do to fulfill purpose, which you already have and can't lose. So you all have a great day. See you all tomorrow. Bye.